Hello, hello. This
Oh,
is
Bueller.
Comics with Bueller.
Bueller's here. Wait,
Comic Thomas here.
I'm confused. What's happening right now?
Worlds colliding.
My gosh, this is crazy.
It looks
I'm sitting
like
here reading my comic book. I look at my computer, and then Bueller turns up on the computer, and I'm on his channel. What? What's happening?
it's going good, man. It's exciting. I have one of my buddies on here, and he's reading Turok. For how many times have you read Turok? I mean, come on.
I've only read it once. That's all it says.
Okay, guys. So I want to welcome my very first guest to Comics with Bueller, my Friday night live stream, and it's none other than Comic Tom from Comic Tom 101. Comic Tom, how are you tonight?
Oh, I'm doing so good. Thank you so much for having me on. It's been long overdue. I've been excited. Your community is our community. Our community is your community. There's we're always talking on Instagram. We do live streams on Instagram. This was long overdue.
That's saying the least. We've actually talked about this for quite a while, haven't we?
That's right. Since we met way back when.
Actually, I know when we met. I know exactly when we met. Does anyone who watches our videos know when me and Tom met? Because we've actually said it on some of our videos every now and then. So if anyone knows, let us know. I'll give you a couple minutes. But we've known each other for a little while. And you know what? Our YouTube channels are fairly new. They both came out this year. And Tom, do you know when your first video was?
Oh, man. Off the cuff, I think it was in March. I'm pretty sure it was in March. It may have been February.
I know when it is.
Bueller came prepared.
I know what it is.
All right, when was it?
Your first video was February 7th. Was your very first one, and it was the one titled "I'm Comic Tom and I do comics." I think that's the one.
That's the one. Heck
All
yeah.
right.
I was gonna slob too.
Yep, and then the next one was an actual comic video, which came out the very next day on the 8th. All right, so that's actually probably your first official video you did for YouTube for comic books. Do you know when my first video was?
When was it?
February 10th.
No kidding. The next day?
No kidding. You have 2 days on me.
Whoa,
that's it.
That is so crazy. All right, so we got to get into how we met then, because we were at Emerald City, and I'm standing there. So this is funny, because this is I made all of 5 or 6 videos in total at this point. I'm at Emerald City. No one knows the YouTube channel out here. I had 6 videos on YouTube. I had maybe 50 subscribers or something. And Bueller, first off, you don't know this, but Bueller's really tall. Bueller's a tall guy. I'm 5'10", and this guy's towering over me. And this guy just walks up, and he's like, "Comic Tom," and I'm standing there with my mom. And my mom's she's just accepting that she's like, super excited for me to be, doing something fun online. I've been wanting to do a podcast and stuff. And she's like, "Oh, maybe one day you'll come to a con and people know who you are." And then we go to this con and she's standing right there, and the Bueller just walks all up. "You Comic Tom? I started a YouTube channel just at the same time you did." And that's how we met.
So was I the first one to actually call you Comic Tom and recognize you?
100%.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, actually. That's kind of funny. But, I was looking for you. I was like, I knew you were going to be there. And you were cosplaying earlier in the day as a Spider-Man. And I probably walked right. Yeah, I probably walked right by you, though, to be honest with you. But that's how we met. And I was out of breath. That was the thing. I just got done walking up the street, and I was huffing and puffing. And sure enough, I turn around, and there you are with your mom and Slav and that stuff. I thought it was great. But that's how we met. It's Emerald City Comic Con. When was that? Was that in that was in March, right? In March. Yeah. So
almost April. So
since then, we've been friends, and we've chatted quite a bit. We've talked about a lot of different things, and a lot of things have come up, behind the scenes and in front of the scenes. And I'd say it's been a great relationship. And we actually got to hang out again a little bit at Rose City Comic Con, not as much as I wanted to.
You were busy, man.
I was, but you were busy. You make me tired just watching you. Okay, you're like the Energizer bunny that never stops, man. And I'm like, God, Tom, just stop for a second. No, I gotta go.
Well, man, are you still pumping out videos from Rose City? How many did you make?
So the Rose City one, I think I made 12 videos, and the truth is I got like 5 more that I still never did that are just sitting there with like creator videos of like Mignola and other people autographing books, and I still have never done them. They're actually just sitting on my laptop, and one of these days I'll get to them. Maybe I'll just time into next year when Rose City comes around. But
people will be like, wait, he wasn't at Rose City. You're like, yeah, it's okay.
But I had fun at Rose City. I know you had a lot of fun. You were doing a lot of good stuff there, and I think we both got to meet some great people, and it was really great to see you and Ryan. I got to meet Ryan for the first time, and that guy's a lot of fun. Too bad he's not here with us. I wish he was.
Yeah, he's sleeping.
He's sleeping. He works the graveyard shift, doesn't he?
He sure does. Yeah,
Okay.
So he's actually coming out. I'm picking him up tomorrow, bright and early, because we're going to Jet City Comic Con over in Tacoma, Washington. So he's going to be a trooper again and wake up when he's supposed to be sleeping to go and, do some comic book hunting.
That's good. You're going to be buying stuff for the mystery mail call, and we're going to get into that a little bit later. That's a great service. You guys are going to want to check that out. But I also want to know, when are you going to tell Ryan to knock off that other gig, man, and go full time with Comic Tom?
Oh my gosh, soon. Hopefully soon. Let's keep it going. But I think everybody's very eager to be able to put more time into the production, into making content for the comic book community. We're just super motivated by so many amazing people that we're meeting online, and the community is growing so quickly, and we're just so excited to be able to put our creativity to use and discuss and learn about comic books and the art and the history, and just so many things are lining up for us to be able to dive deeper into it. And the community is responding so positively that we're stoked. We're just so excited. And I'm sure Ryan will be the first person to jump at an opportunity to join us full time as soon as we're able to do it.
I'm excited for that, because that guy's a lot of fun, man. I enjoy his little quirkiness. And of course, Fire Guy Ryan, that's a reference people might not know to The Office, which is one of our favorite shows. I know that we share that in common.
That's right.
But I want to get into a couple things. And, today's Friday. New comics came out on Wednesday. And one of the things I wanted to ask you is, so what's in Comic Tom's pull box? What are you getting on a monthly or weekly basis?
So I have a very unique situation with my pull box, because I have a list of characters that I want comic book titles from. So the way that my box works is that I have my 100% stuff that Russ knows he absolutely needs to pick up for me, because he's my local comic shop. The first is Walking Dead, Saga, Aquaman, Batman, Mignola, anything, Hellboy, anything, Power Rangers, anything, TMNT, anything, Hellblazer, anything. And then I also have this grace of, he just put stuff in there that he thinks I'll like. Ooh, Eric Powell put this up. Boom. Robert Kirkman did this. Here's 3 copies. And I don't end up having a shelf. I have a freaking short box that gets brought to my house. And it is daunting because I have no room for comics as it is. And I am right now in a position where we're making so much content, and we want to make so much more content on comic books, that I'm like, I don't really want to read this story just yet, because everyone's saying it's so good and we can make videos on it. And when we make a video, I end up reading these comic books like 4 times. So I don't want to, I would rather wait into the off chance that we can use the content and talk about it on the mic and maybe make a video around it. So there could be more of an authentic reaction to it versus, oh, I've read this comic book 3 times already, and then now we're going to do a video on it. I'm not surprised or excited. Like, that's not something I want to do. I want to be authentic. So I end up like reading mostly things that are just like absolute. I want to read it. Like Hellboy is always going to happen. But a lot of stuff is being put on the shelf, and I'm just kind of waiting, which is worrisome because that's not something I ever want to do. I don't recommend that. Like, read your comics every week. But we are also, these are our ideas for making videos. So I'm using them as source material, creating new formatted shows, and it's a little speculation in there too.
You say read your comics every week. That reminds me also of make sure you buy your comics every week at your local comic book shop. That's very important.
Preach.
Yes, those local comic book shops are not making tons of money. They don't go into that mom and pop business to be millionaires. They go into it because they love it and they enjoy the comic book community like myself and Comic Tom does. So make sure you're in there on Wednesdays, emptying out your pull box. That goes a long way. So
very, very true.
You always talk about Hellboy. I mean, you love Hellboy. So what was it? What got you on the Hellboy? What made you like, okay, that's it. That's the end all be all. I'm a Hellboy. I'm gonna get all the autographs I can get from Mignola. What is it? What kind of clicked with you with that?
So this is something fun. I don't think I've discussed this on the mic. So with Hellboy, the reason why Hellboy is my favorite character is because Hellboy was the first comic book that got me into collecting comic books. So what happened is I'd always had comics. I purchased them. I read them, but I didn't look at them as I did look at them as art, but like not the way that I do today. I'm talking about when I was younger. Mm-hmm. And I started getting into, it was The Walking Dead and Invincible by Kirkman, which is such an amazing superhero run. And I haven't even finished it yet because I just don't want to finish it. I put it off. It's one of those type of series for me. And Russ was a new dealer to me at the time. And I just met him. I met him at a System of a Down concert. It's like, it's crazy. But it's like this after party, and Serge and Chavo were there and stuff. But it was an interesting night. And I met him at this concert and he's like, oh, you like Kirkman Invincible? I got some early Invincible if you'd be interested in getting some like single digit comics. And I'm like, well, that sounds pretty cool. Yeah, like come on over and bring what you got. And he brought over like some Invincible comics and I just wanted to read them. I wasn't even thinking about collecting them. Like, oh, maybe I'll find 2 of them. I can put them up on the wall or something. Because I wasn't into collecting as much as I am today. And then one of the things that he pulled out was like this short box that had the comics in there. He's like, oh, I just got this new collection. And he pulls out this, what it was a San Diego Comic-Con #2, the pamphlet that they handed out, which is the first Hellboy story. He first appeared in Dime Press as a prototype. His second appearance was at San Diego Comic-Con #2 in 1993, and then you follow up with the next Men 21 appearance. And that pamphlet, it doesn't look like Hellboy. There's nothing on it. And he showed me this book. He's like, look, I went through a collection, and I was going through, and this one just caught my eye. And what he was doing is explaining the hunt to me. Then I knew what the hunt was because I grew up with comics, but I didn't know what the hunt was because he's explaining how he bought this collection blindly because he was just really getting into it too. Like he had been doing it professionally for some time before that, but he has a store now. So like this is early in his collecting days. And he says, all right, this pamphlet, look at this though. And he opens it up and he's like, this is the first time Hellboy ever made it into a comic. And this was just given away. And it was that moment where I'm like, oh, hell, I want that. Like, I really want that. And I ended up buying that from him within like 6 months because I didn't have the money to do it. And I wasn't like, I got bit by the bug, but it got infected over that year. And yeah, that was like, it got me into wanting to collect. And then it spiraled out of control. I'm like, all right, I need the first graphic novel appearances aside from the first prints. I need the second and third prints. I wanted to be a completist. And all of a sudden, if you're collecting Mignola Hellboy and you're like, you know what? Mignola's pretty cool. What else does Mignola do? And then that's it.
Yeah.
You could, like the Mignola verse, you can just, I swear, like if there is something that I can specialize in, I may just specialize in the Mignola verse and abandon the Marvel MCU altogether. Like I'm trying to learn everything, but there is so much value and so much just amazingness that Mike Mignola does in those pages. And whew, then get me going. So anyways, that's what happened. Got into it because that one book, and I tie it to everything else because that appreciation that I had in that moment, it spread to everything else. And like all of these other content creators and writers that I have a passion for, with their work. And yeah, that's kind of how I got into Hellboy.
So do you have, your collection of Hellboy, do you have all of it? Do you have the full run?
No.
Come on, man. I'm all about full runs, man. You gotta get these full runs. So
I've changed. I gotta change, Bueller. I'm not a completionist anymore. I am kind of a snobby collector. And I'm calling myself a snob. If you do what I do, think you're not a snob. I don't think anyone's a snob. I'm super picky. The book has to move me for me to really want it, and it's got to be in a 9/8, and it's got to be just pristine. And I want every variant and error copy. You know, I have a particular taste now because I've seen and owned so much, and it's like I love Hulk 181. I legit Bueller. You saw me on my phone before you were, like, as we were talking, getting ready for this conversation. I sent Russ money to buy a Hulk 181.
Nice.
Because they come into my life so often. So does ASM 129. So does Giant Size. So like those books, those used to be my grails that I'm like, you know what? I'm going to buy, sell, trade. I'm going to grow. Like I'm going to be part of the community. I'm going to go on Facebook. I'm going to try to like grow my own collection without going broke by just, you know, hunting for comics and going to conventions and, you know, and I did that. I got those books and then I'm like, wait, we can go older. We can go better. We can go higher grade. And then that happened. And then I got those books. So now I'm like, all right, I want the really low print stuff, the stuff that I know no one has. And for me, I talk about the Hellboy filter. I don't know if you've heard me talk about this on the mic before, but we do the hot 10 list every week. And I don't want to jump too much into that because I know you probably have some questions about it.
Yep.
But it's speculation. And personally, I'm not as interested in making a ton of speculation content. That's why you don't see lists come from me. That's why I trust CBSI and their writers to like compile information. But some people are a little concerned about speculation and buying stuff that maybe, you know, buying it for the reason of it being scarce, like it almost detracts from the art of some kind. And I understand that because we have in the past, historically, things have happened where that hurt the market or hurt comic books getting made. I literally have 6 copies of Turok on my table right now for that very reason. It means something that these are here because it's a reminder. But at the same time, I bring up the Hellboy filter. Yeah. If there was an error print Hellboy comic book graded at 9.9 because CGC had a really good day, I would pay a stupid amount for it.
Sure.
And I will own up to the fact that I will do that. Take my freaking money, I will buy it, and I will crack it to get it signed, and I'll pay again to get it reslabbed. So like that's the Hellboy filter. And if that's the case, then I think that could be something for other people, which means I'm going to bring up the program guides that bring up the ad appearance of this random thing. We're going to talk about the Hulk 181 ads that predate Hulk 181, and we're going to have fun with it. And the community's been receptive, and I'm having a great time.
So I got a comment about that, my friend. But before I do, I got a super chat from Amazing Murfinator 1028. He gave it $2. He says, Bueller. Good stuff, guys. Thank you so much. That helps out the podcast quite a bit. You know, I'm trying to upgrade. Tom knows this. I'm trying to upgrade software, lights, you name it. So all this money that I do get right now from the YouTube channel and the super chats is going to upgrade the stuff that I need. So thank you. I really appreciate that. But
I appreciate that. You know what I would appreciate too? The audience. Please, this is one of my favorite YouTube channels. If you do me a solid, hit the like button. Hit the like button. I want to see that's how these videos get seen. The algorithm takes it and shows it on other people's screens. So do me a solid. Don't even ask, Bueller. I'm gonna go on here. I'm on the right on your channel. I'm gonna like it myself. But yeah, thank you so much, and hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel.
Tom, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing, man. You got this down pat, really good. But I want to say, you're talking about you got 181s coming in and out of your life and stuff like that. I have never had that book come into my life. You see the poster behind me. That book has eluded me my whole life. I've always wanted it, and here you're bragging about, I just threw down some money for one just today.
Oh, that wasn't I hope that wasn't bragging. No. I mean, well, here, maybe I should follow this up. Now, Hulk 181 isn't my copy. I'm putting that to the community. I don't buy like those comic books go right back out. Like I'm giving those out. That's, you know, we're hustling to be able to send these out to the community, but I didn't mean that to be a brag.
No, you're bragging, man. You're totally bragging, man. I've had so many come into my life.
It's true though. If you really, man, Hulk 181, if you really want it, you can get it. You have to pay an absurd amount of money because that book has gone up so much. But if you want that, you can get it.
Yeah,
you can call me. I'll get you one. We'll get you one. However, if you want some like Tales from the Crypt, now some golden stuff. Now we're talking. That is a book that there's some that I would agree that it could elude you. But Hulk 181, it's there, man.
Yeah, I know it is. And actually, I was holding a 9.8 just the other day at my buddy's house. I did a video about it and stuff like that. He had a Hulk 181 9.8, and he had an Amazing Fantasy 15 3.5, and that was pretty cool to be a part of and kind of see. Very expensive books, but yep, I've never had it. But I do have a couple other super chats in here. I want to say thank you. Robert Galvin said for the Bueller fun and tell Comic Tom, I love the first runs of Morbius show the other day, and I'm a big fan of Hellboy also. Robert's a great guy. I actually talked to him offline a little bit. Very knowledgeable. He's got a huge collection and stuff. So thank you, Robert. Appreciate that. We also got another one. Robert. We got another one from William Warner for all the comic. I'm not going to say that last word, but
I'll say it. What is it? Hold on. You know what? I think he's caught. This is what I can say because that would be derogatory to our. I'm just going to be quiet. How about that? Yes. Thank you for the super chat, William.
Thank you so much.
Our audience is 99% male, so it's okay.
You know what? You asked me about that one time before. That's okay. You asked me about that one time before, and guess what, man? My audience right now is 94% male.
Ooh,
yeah. So
maybe it's because of the tie. It's because of the tie.
That's right.
The best Bueller. That's what it is.
6% ladies are checking out Bueller.
That's right, man. That's so cool. I gotta check my analytics, man.
There you go. And I got another super chat from Kyle. He says, Bueller, awesome live feed. Tom, that's a solid. Yeah, thank you, Tom. Tom always says some nice words about me. He's a good guy. Actually, we've talked very nicely about each other for a long time. I mean, here's the thing. Me and you have both found, if people want to call it success, they can, but we've had 2 new channels this year that have come out. In my mind, I believe mine has done pretty well, and I know that yours has done well. And, like we said earlier, we found each other very early, but we found each other because of our content, and we enjoyed each other's content, and that's what kind of bridged our friendship. Would you say that's correct?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. For sure. I mean, you focus on the same thing that I do, which is we don't make videos so that they just get put on YouTube with the hopes of them going onto it'd be nice, but like a trending page or like paying to get it just viewed so we can have like one video just blow our channel up. Like that's not why we make content. You and I both went into this with the one goal, which is there's other individuals like us who have the same type of passion, even more passion that we could even learn from. And we want to grow that community. We met immediately because both of us stepped one foot in that circle. And then now look at where we're at. So and that shows in the content that you do because you're live every week, you're serving your community, you're making content and you're hustling to make it. Because I know it takes time to edit because as an editor who has to have an additional editor for help to do what we do. It's like,
yep.
The hustle's real. So I respect you for that. And you make good content. Like it's valuable and your audience appreciates you for it as you are.
I love the word you've said this before, value. And that's the word I love to see used as far as the content that people are creating. It does have value. People are learning something from it. There's knowledge behind it. I think me and you both do a good job at that, along with many, many others. But you know what, Tom? You know what we do here at Comics with Bueller?
What do we do?
We do giveaways.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm going to post this on my page, so it means we're going to have to do 2 giveaways. Is that how that's going to work?
Yeah, that's how it's going to work. So, So I got a giveaway to give away. Get that? Giveaway. There you go. So you had your version of this on your channel not too long ago. It's the Walking Dead #1 variant from Mill Geek Comics, and also the Geek Responsibly logo as well. So this is my version. It doesn't have my logo on there because I don't really have a logo. but this is the comic shop that I get my comics at, and I filmed some videos there, and the owner there is a very nice guy. But we're going to be giving this away, and it's going to be a very easy giveaway, and most of the people are familiar with my giveaways. All you have to do is like, subscribe, and leave a comment in this video. Once it's posted, just go in there, leave a comment, say hello, say I didn't like the stream or I like the stream. You can say whatever you want and you're entered. It's that easy. So we're going to be giving that away. What do you think about that, Tom? That's pretty good, right?
So that's for your video. I like that. They can say anything on your comment section.
Yeah.
If there's a second giveaway, I would like to pick the word they have to say.
Okay. Actually, we do have a second giveaway, and that's coming up a little bit later. How about that?
Okay. So stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Okay. So we're going to move on to something else. And this is kind of cool because you know what you like to do, Tom? You like to send people comics, don't you?
I really do. I enjoy sending people comics.
So you send people comics in the mail. You send them random key issues. You've sent out Giant Size X-Men #1. You've sent out a New Mutants 98, other keys, graphic novels, original artwork, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That's right.
And this is a monthly thing that you do.
That's right. We have a subscription service. This is our way to offer, comics to our community rather than kind of living on eBay and listing for the rest of our lives. We've decided to just try and find and get comic books at the lowest price and just send them out at the lowest rate that we possibly can. And the way we do that is by building a really nice collection of books, guaranteeing a graphic novel that goes in each box, and sending them out at random to the community. Random may sound scary to some people, but I'm sure you can attest because I believe you are still joined up, Bueller. I see your mail call. Bear with, I can't even remember. There's so many in the community. I don't keep track of every individual one, but we have a goal of putting in a couple modern books and then some upper value books, along with the graphic novel with the minimum MSRP of $19.99. And yeah, we send out. We pick them out for you. We put them all together. I get help with Russ. Ryan was here just yesterday, and Bueller, if you come up,
you're gonna put me to work
because it's getting crazy, man. It's growing so much. But yeah, the goal is to just pack a bunch of value in those boxes and just to send them out, not think twice about it. New Mutants 98, boom, sending it out. Yeah, we can put it on eBay. Yeah, we can get it graded, or we can send it out and make someone's freaking year. And you know what? It works because the community is growing. Yep. And, eventually it'll have to be kind of an exclusive thing because we can only sell so many of these while being the ones to put it together. I mean, there's only so much time in the day to be able, and there's only so many comics to get. So it's going well. Super excited about it. And yeah, you can see on Instagram and, Bueller, please, you posted even some mail calls and, people seem to be enjoying them. So, I'm excited about trying to grow something and have it just be something like I'm trying to outdo myself every month. I want the books to get better and better. Yeah. I like the idea of having that, just the best collector's box on the market. That's my goal. As someone who's selling it, I can be honest with the community. I want to send out the best comic books every month to our community. And it's so far so good because the books that are passing, my jaw's dropping. I'm like, Russ, did we really just get these and sending these out? And he's like, yeah, man, look at what we just got. Because it's a community effort. We have people who are donating to the mystery mail call now. So we now have Golden Age comics getting sent out. In November, there's 2 horror Golden Age comics that were just sent in to be sent out in the mail call. So it's just, the community is super strong. It's an exciting time. Appreciate you asking.
Nope. And I actually want to get back to that because there's something I want to talk about your mystery mail call. And we've actually talked about this before, but I do have a couple other super chats in here. And I want to say thank you. Economics and Comics left a super chat. He had a question in there, and I actually watched your video, Economics and Comics. And that question is kind of, it'll take a lot more detail, but I want to talk to you about that. So maybe off air or something, if we can get with each other, maybe I can help you out. And there is another one in here that I'm seeing, I believe, by Jeffrey. Well, love what you do, Bueller. Keep up the great content. Thank you, Jeffrey. I appreciate that.
You know who that is?
Who's that?
That's the Golden Age Guru.
Yeah, I want to meet that guy.
Yeah, well, when you come up, you will.
Awesome. I'm looking for that guy, dude. He's got some knowledge, man. And I loved what was those books that he was showing that had all the pictures of the golden age, just the covers and stuff. And you bought them. There's like 2 volumes and stuff. I have like the versions.
The journal.
Yeah.
The comics journal.
I have the Marvel versions of those.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, no, he turned me on to those journals. They're awesome. They're like, it's the best table book.
Yeah, I love that book. I've had them for a long time. I bought them at like the Goodwill for like $1 a piece. Can you believe that?
That's a great deal, man.
I'm always finding the deals like that. You know that. But let's go back to the mystery mail call. And sure. I've talked to you about this, and you've told me like, hey, it's growing, it's doing good. And I asked you about just the simple logistics of putting this together, and 5 to 6 comics per box, 4 to 6 in a graphic novel. Just figure out the math in your head. Right now you have about 500 subscribers, right? And I was sitting there thinking, and me and you talked about this like a month ago off air, and I was like, man, if you hit 1,000, that's 60 long boxes a month that you are processing bagged and boarded comics, not including the graphic novels. Can you do that?
We are doing it. I appreciate you taking that step to think. You're the first person to bring up the challenges that it takes to be able to serve so many people. We are doing it. It is crazy, man. Like, I can't even stress how nuts it is. My living room floor is covered in sealed bags, like just in boxes and rows of, it's a sea of comics. And it's like that 100% of the time now. But it's awesome because we're growing, and because we're growing, the comics are getting better. Better comics grows the community. The community grows, we get better comics, gets better, and it keeps working. And this month, Batman Adventures 12 is going out. Not even batting an eye. Like, let's send that out. Let's try to get 2 of those to go out. Like, let's just really push this to the max. What can we do with the community's backing? And it's an exciting thing. Yeah.
That Batman, that number 12, that's a nice looking copy. I saw that book.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's the first one I've owned. And definitely the first one that I've owned. I just pressed one for Russ recently.
Nice. Oh, that's right. You do pressing and all that good stuff. You know your stuff, man. That's pretty. The guy's multi-talented. What can I say? He's Comic Tom.
Doing what I can, man. Doing what I'm here to do.
So if anyone's curious about the mystery mail call, there's a link down below. You can go check it out. You can sign up. You want to let them know some of the details about the pricing and stuff?
Yes. Current price is $24.99 plus $5 shipping. GeekStreet101.com. You click one button on the website to sign up. It's on auto renewal every month. You can cancel anytime. And yeah, as soon as you sign up, you are eligible to, or not eligible, you reserve your box for that month. And yeah, we send out tracking when they get shipped, and you can kind of get updates every month about your box and like what's going to be going into the collection by following us on YouTube and on Instagram over at Comic Tom 101. That's
right. It's really easy. It's simple. And the nice thing, and I think you were talking about this on Instagram, if for some reason and the funds aren't available when they're being billed, it doesn't try to rebill them over and over and over, does it?
Oh, no, that's a good question. The last thing I want is for this experience to be poor, and I would hate to have someone pay for comics when they needed their money to be used for something else. So we're like 100% working with anyone. If sometimes things happen, and I have it set up so that like if there's no money there, we don't debit it. Like, we're not gonna make you pay for a box if you don't have money to pay for the box. You can set your PayPal up to just like keep trying to ding and pull. Like, no, let's not do that. Like, this is a community. We're just trying to do something fun here, trying to send out some great comics and make people happy. So
that's right. And we got another super chat by JD, and he says, "I recommend the mail call." So
JD, so kind of you. You're a homie.
Okay, we got to move on, man, because Tom's only here for a little bit, guys. He's got to go in about 6 o'clock, so we're about 25 minutes away, Tom. So we're going to kind of rush through. But I want to talk about something that you do every Friday. It's my favorite video. It's got to be my favorite. I talk about it all the time. I put out a video on Thursdays that shows all the new comics that are coming out. And guess what I talk about in that video in my intro?
It's got to be the Hot 10 list by CBSI.
That's right. I talk about it. I tell people to go watch it because I watch it all the time. And I'm literally at the comic book shop waiting for the video to come out to grab the books. My LCS owner hates me on Fridays because he knows why I'm there.
Oh, I love it.
And I pulled multiple copies because I'm waiting for the video. I check it out. Why don't you tell people about that video?
Okay, so CBSI, comicbookinvest.com. It's a website that produces, it's have a staff of writers all pumping out just great articles, keeping track of just all kinds of stuff. I mean, this is a community that was built on Google Plus first. So what's nice about that is that Google Plus is just a really open forum for membership. And it's like a giant page where people can post and have their, members have their articles and things seen there. And for the last like 5 years, this Google Plus page has grown to be just a bunch of elite collectors that join, dealers across the country, as well as writers and staff of CBSI. So with a combination of just the staff at CBSI, the writers that they have, as well as this large community, there's a lot of information that could be sourced, such as books that are being speculated on, books that have hiked, books that have sold for unusual amounts, and that may even show trends that to be moving in a different direction, and just sourcing a lot of information from this just wealth of knowledge that's here, all trackable on this site. And CBSI, they put together a list every week of the top 10 hottest comics of the week. Now, for the last like 4 years, this was a monthly list. The market's never been like this before, where we have just so many people joining the community, and largely to do with the internet and YouTube shows like yours and Facebook and the IG comic family. But because there's so much more movement online and content creators and collectors coming together to share their information and to relay information and to just share their opinions about comics, the market's been booming. And because of that, they moved to make this list bi-weekly, and then they moved to make it weekly. And 3 months ago, I mean, first off, I've been following CBSI for a really long time, for years. And it was a site that I saved to my bookmark. And I told Slav, who's our editor, and I told Russ, who's in almost all the CBSI videos, that like this is a website that's just provides a ton of knowledge, and we could use that to try and build show ideas out of. They're doing a ton of work there. Let's get this information out. And kind of on the whim, I told them, hey, they put this list out. Let's do a video on it. Let's just talk about it. And we had like 2 other videos slated that night that we actually recorded. And this one was like, he was like, do you really want to do it? I don't know, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know, maybe not. I don't know. It's a list. I don't know. People like lists. I don't know. And we decided to do it kind of on the whim. And that was like the first big video we ever did. I mean, we had some other videos that really spiked and grew our page, but that was the video that grew our community. And we had something there that was special because people wanted to see it again. So we did it again. We did it the very next week. And what ended up happening is Jack over at CBSI, shout out Jack, he reached out and he said, hey, I watched your video and it was great, and would love it if we could team up to some capacity. And what resulted was him working out with me a way that we can get the list that gets published on Fridays early, so that we actually get the list early. Like we're going to find out on Thursday at some point, or even earlier, never earlier than that, but like Thursday, the day before, the night before rather, what the top 10 hot books are going to be for the week. And these are books that people are waiting on. They're waiting online to find out what they are. They're going to go to eBay and buy them out. Some things are brand new. Some things people don't even know about. Some stuff is kind of expected, but typically within the last couple of days. And we get this information, this valuable information. They trust us with that information so that we can make a video Thursday night, so that I can edit for the first 6 hours of my Friday, which is today's my Friday. We can get this video out first and be the first video YouTube channel, podcast, whatever you want to call us, to get this information out, to accompany their list that they publish on their website, so that we can put their link in our description, send people their way, and just kind of provide some value to the community, because as you mentioned, there's just so much out there, and to be able to kind of pinpoint things that may spark an interest in collecting, but also things that you can hunt for. We just try to add whatever we can, any value to that list, and the community goes out and hunts for them. And we highlight in every video in the middle, like we have to do it now, where we stop the list midway through to just say, hey, we got to give a shout out to all these people who took this list from CBSI, who watched our video, who looked up these other books that we mentioned and hit their stores and went to conventions and went hunting and garage sailing and found them for $1, for $0.25. And these books would have otherwise just been left there, missed most of the time. And it's that kind of excitement that we got early on that we're like, boom, we need to do this every week. How can we commit to do this video every single week? And we have not missed a top 10 list in the last 3 months because of that.
Not to mention the sick top 10 list that you did from New York.
Oh, don't bring that one up. That's the worst one. And half the audio was gone.
You look like
how that happened.
You look like the Unabomber, like giving the top 10 hot list. I was like, what's going on? But it was good. You got the job done.
I was dying, man. I'm like, I don't know how to do this. I'm going to go live. And then I realized if I go live, there's no visuals. There's no pictures.
Yeah.
So we can't go live and do this. Why didn't I think of that before? So I'm like, screw it. I'm going to do it. And Slav, he jokes because you don't see the whole thing. We edit these videos. There's takes in which I'm coughing. Yeah. It's like I spent Slav because he edited that video. I could not edit that video at 2 o'clock in the morning on Thursday night in New York, sick. Legit, Jeff is over at a bar with Jim Lee, and I'm in the hotel sick. Like I could have been getting a free Jim Lee sketch, but I was in the hotel sick. And I get this list, and I'm like, I got to make this freaking video. So I'm sitting down, and I'm dying, and I have like 40 minutes of footage that I had to send Slav, where only 12 minutes is what you see in that video or so. The rest of that footage is me like coughing horribly, sneezing, like, oh, I just did that take, and I got like, crap running down my face because I sneezed on myself. Like it was the worst case scenario. And Slav's like, he said he almost wanted to keep the take of me going like something wasn't working, the mic wasn't working, and I'm like, oh, I hate everything. Oh, right. Thank you, CBSI. And I jump right into it. I hate everything. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I just go right into it. So that exists somewhere. Maybe we'll do a bloopers reel or something. But.
I know you mentioned a bloopers reel before. I hope you do that because I know that I got plenty of those on my end that are kind of sitting there because it's not as easy as it looks sometimes, and especially if you're halfway across or all the way across the country and you're sick and trying to do a video at 2 o'clock in the morning.
It happens. Now we're going to do what we have to do to serve the comic book community.
That's right. Hey, we got a couple more super chats in here. I want to give a shout out. Robert Galvin actually gave 2 more super chats. Thank you again, Robert Galvin. Like I said, great guy. Do you know Robert? Have you talked to him at all?
I don't think so.
All right, you need to because he's a good guy. And he's been collecting since he was like 8, and he's like up there now. So I don't want to give away.
Awesome. Shout out Robert.
Yeah.
Oh, he sounds familiar. Galvin. I recognize the last name. Oh, and then we got Fern82 coming in with a $10 super chat. He's a homie. He's been supporting our podcast for a long time. Thank you so much, Fern. He says, love you guys. Got back into comics fairly recently, and the info I get from you guys is great. Keep it up. What kind of words?
I love that, man. I get comments all the time that are like, oh, I watched your video and it got me back in the comics. I never anticipated comments like that when I started. I never realized that the videos that I make and you make as well would like influence people to like want to go start collecting again. And that's what it's doing. And it's amazing because it's a hobby that me and you have loved for years and years.
Very true. Very true. It's just so much. I would say the first thing whenever I am talking to someone who is interested, like me, because the comic talk, right? Like people are like, oh, if I'm their friend, they're like, I always wondered about reading comic books. Do you have anything to recommend? Like people ask me that all the time,
sure.
Right? And friends, family, whatever. And the holdup that is most common is people just don't know where to start. Like there's just so much that they just don't know what to do. They buy one comic and then they read the comic and they're like, what the heck is going on? I have no idea what's happening. Like and then it just deters them. Fortunately, it's really easy, and the more we cleaner of a passageway we can put for people onto like the comic train. I don't even know if that analogy works, but we're gonna roll with it. I mean, it's easy to like get somebody hooked because it's good. It's awesome. Like it's the easiest thing to talk about because like it's awesome. Like look at my background. Like we can talk about. I can talk to you about the Aquaman #1, the trench, for an hour. And instead of doing that, we decided to like, oh no, we're just gonna make videos on each issue because it's so damn good. And you know what? We have a lot of people who are like, oh my gosh, I never thought to read Aquaman. And like that's what keeps me going. I'm like, hell yeah. Because if we can do that for Aquaman, what's next? Like I'm looking at a row of Bill Sienkiewicz covers and he's done such amazing work. I want to talk about Bill. And I'm doing what I like to do because I have an excuse to read comic books and to learn more about the writers and artists. So it works out.
How about a series on Captain Carrot? How about that one?
Captain Carrot. Hey, that's not bad. You know that there's an interesting thing about Captain Carrot, and I'm not sure if I am 1000% ready to say it without butchering it, but they like at the end, don't they get put into our reality or something? Like
I think so.
Yeah, and then they come back in Crisis. Like there's one panel in Crisis where they're like, because they were gone, it got canceled, and the end of Captain Carrot, they turn into actual like what they are in our reality. And then during the Crisis run, there's like one panel where they revert back. I'm almost 100% that that's what happens. Don't quote me on it. But
we can make Captain Carrot popular again. How about that? That'll be our goal for 2019 or something like that.
Wasn't it Captain Carrot that featured Mystery Men? It was in that run. No, it's Flaming Carrot. What am I saying?
Yeah. So let's say this about CBSI since we're on that topic. So guess what? I put a link to their website down in the information below so people can check them out. And there's a ton of stuff on their website that I like. And, I've been recently checking out. They have some stuff on dollar bin finds, what to look for in the dollar bins. I love that part. I've been looking at those because, I'm always jumping in those $1.50 bins. And then also Simple Man Comics. He also does a weekly new comic video that comes out. I enjoy his videos. His videos are they're a little bit more detailed as he kind of goes over the plot points of the story. So if you want to learn a little bit more plot points, that's the video to watch. And I think him and his video and mine kind of complement each other very well because mine are all the covers very fast, go, 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 go. And his are, you can go look at those covers and, okay, I'm going to go watch Simple Man and I'm going to learn a little bit about the story. And I think that plays really well. But there's a ton of stuff
really interesting about that. So I work with I partner with CBSI, right? I also partner with Key Collector Comics. We're on Key Collector as well. I do my picks of the week, etc. Both of those media companies / apps, I mean, the service that they provide, some of the stuff is kind of similar, but it's unique in itself. I use both as a tool. And in order for me to get all my CBSI and my Key Collector info that I provide for the videos that we do and talk about, I use your video to go through and look at all the covers of the week. And because there's like over 150 of them, you going through one by one, I'm like, all right, I'm going to see them all. I'm going to see pictures of them and I'll get all the content I need in that moment. And it comes super handy. But if I'm speculating and I'm like, okay, now I need to know what these books are about, what's going to happen. I go over to Simple Man's comics and watch his video where he breaks it down per issue. And I'm like, okay, that sounds important. So I use all of them. Like everybody's putting in their own unique content that's super valuable to the community. So I appreciate you doing that video because I use it every week.
I like, the more the better, I think, the more people can put out quality content, the better we are for the community. So I enjoy those. And also the Key Comic Collector app that you're referring to, that's one of the resources I use when I do my Just the Keys videos. That's a main resource I use for that. I use it all the time. I know that you use it. And if you want to share a little bit about that, feel free because it's a great app. I'm using it, on a daily basis almost.
Oh yeah, I know Nick. I met him in New York, where we talk all the time now. He's a great guy. He's a content creator himself. Like he's got a YouTube channel that he's making videos on that are really, really good, actually. High quality stuff over there. He's on Instagram as well. But terribly nice guy. And his app is just amazing. So it's like, it's just a really good tool to do a lot of stuff. And honestly, there's so much more to be said about that. Maybe I'll do content on that eventually. But no, it's a really good app, and definitely use it as a tool, and definitely something that I see going forward is going to be on more and more people's phones.
Yeah, it's so easy to use. It's right there. I mean, I just sit there and I'll pull up the Flash, and I'll give you I'm going to be doing a Just the Keys video on the Flash, the Wally West series. Okay. And I'm sitting there last night going through that app, looking at all the issues. I think he lists 25 issues on their keys. I'll use that, and I'll go double check Overstreet, and then I'll go double check some other websites, and I put that all together, and that's how I make those videos. So the more information out there, the better off we all are. But I want to say something real quick. My daughter's in the chat. Paige Noakes. That's my daughter. She jumped in the chat, and she's just apple of my eye. So I gotta shout out my daughter. You guys, you know that, right? Of
course. Yeah, how you doing, Paige? Thanks for joining. Appreciate your support.
That's right. And she's been in a few of my videos, so that's kind of cool.
Right. She beat your son at putting together that short box, which is not an easy task. Like I've had to show plenty of people how to put together a short box, and not everyone gets it. So,
for the record, that was only the second short box or comic box they've ever built in their life. They each did one at a comic book shop like a month earlier, and that was the first time that they've ever opened up, put together a box. And honestly, my daughter just killed it. I mean, it wasn't even close, to be honest with you. But hey, Tom, guess what time it is again? Guess.
What time it is? What time? Oh, it's a giveaway time. We got a giveaway.
It is the giveaway
for on my channel. So I'm going to repost this video tomorrow. So like, let us on your channel. I want your community to see the video. I'm going to repost it tomorrow. So hopefully send some more people this way. I want the community to grow. And if someone does a comment, what's the first word that comes to your mind right now? Bueller, go.
Hamster.
Hamster 181. All right. So I want to see a comment on this video. Hamster 181. And Bueller's going to manage it because he's got the book. But what are we doing for a giveaway?
I got another copy of that Walking Dead one.
Oh, there you go.
But you know what? Since you're my guest, I'm going to up the ante for your giveaway. Okay. And like I said, everybody can enter because everybody watches Bueller. They also watch Comic Tom. So everybody can enter, right?
That's right.
Okay. So we're doing the giveaway for this one that we started earlier. And we're doing another giveaway for this one as well. But we're going to add another book to this one. And we're adding Venom #3. And that's kind of a key book, right?
That's right. And that's Kate's. I know that signature well.
That's right. It's autographed by Donnie Cates, the guy that we got the opportunity to meet at Rose City. I sat down, interviewed him, and you talked to him a little bit. And I think you just talked to him again at New York, didn't you?
I did. I was really sick, though, but really terribly nice guy.
He is. He's a great guy. So there you go. From the Comic Tom video, you guys can win The Walking Dead and the Venom #3. I think that's pretty cool. And so you got 2 chances of winning. So there's nothing wrong with that, right?
That's right. So you want to make sure to comment on Bueller's video and then as well as mine tomorrow when I post it. And make sure to do that Hamster 181 in the comment section. And Bueller will do a random drawing on both videos. You could, get put into both if you comment on both videos. And we'd love to have you sub to my channel too. We talk comics over there daily. We got just like Bueller. I'm trying to keep up with Bueller. Bueller's pumping out videos almost every day, right?
It's about like six videos a week because right now I'm older than you, Tom. I can't. I mean, really, you're in your 20s. I'm in my 40s. I'm trying to keep up with you. You've now gone to the 7-day schedule. I know that doing the live stream makes it a little bit easier because obviously live streams are point and do your thing type thing, and there's not too much editing involved. So I know that eases it up a little bit. But doing 7 videos a day, I'm almost there, and I have done it, but. Right now, I think probably 6 videos a week is what I'm doing. I need 1 day to rest, just pure rest.
You got to sleep sometime, Bueller.
You got to. So I want to talk about another thing, and this is kind of on my end. I do a Monday video, and it's called Comics, Coffee, and Comments. And it's a great series. It's kind of a sit-down talk show with myself, and I show some comics I drink some coffee. I talk about the coffee I drink because everyone knows I'm a big coffee drinker. And then I read some of the comments that you guys left on those videos. What we do on those videos, though, every month we have a monthly giveaway, and it's very easy to enter on those. And the new one will start in November, which is we're in November now. So the new video will come out on Monday. That will start the new November giveaway. And all you need to do on those videos is just leave a comment and you're entered. And I want to kind of show some of the stuff we're giving away for November's giveaway. Is that okay with you, Tom?
Let's do it.
Okay. So
you're doing 3 giveaways as of today.
Yeah, but this one's for the coffee video, and that's my monthly giveaway. So all you got to do is watch those videos, and I'll explain it more in detail on that video, the coffee video that comes out on Monday. You watch those, don't you?
You know I do.
Okay, good.
Coffee drinking in Portland. I'm going to go down to Portland. I haven't found good coffee, but you're going to take me to the spot because you know where to go.
I'll take you to the one that sponsors our show. How about that? Free coffee. There you go.
Yep. That's
So I got this Venom First Host number 5 variant cover. One of my favorite covers. That's
such a great
cool.
cover, man.
And then I got this Venom number 7, I believe, and that's that preview exclusive.
Yep.
That's kind of cool. And then I'm adding this one, and this is kind of the big one. That's part of the never opened, bagged as soon as I got it, because I watched your video about it, and you were talking about how these are going to get damaged. It's never been opened. It was bagged the moment it came out of the shelf. There it is. It's going in November's giveaway. So that's not bad.
That's all. You've been doing giveaways since the beginning, man. You do some great giveaways.
I gave away New Mutants 98.
Sure did.
That was kind of cool. Mailed it all the way to Canada. And you're right, man. That Canada shipping is the worst.
Not the best thing. You're like, I'm giving this away. Wait a minute. I got to ship this to Australia. Okay.
Yeah, I think it was
a $10 book. Wait a minute.
It was like $30 to ship it, the one book to Canada. So what do you know?
What? You made that guy's here.
That's right. So I thought it was great. I was happy to give it away. But you know what? We're wrapping it up. We did just get another super chat that just came in, I believe. That was by Closet Geek. Thank you so much. Hashtag Closet Geek. I appreciate it very much. But Tom's got to get going. Okay. And he's got like just a couple more minutes. So we talked about quite a bit of stuff. Are you happy with what we talked about?
Well, I'm so happy, Bueller. I'm excited that we got this done because I think this is like formalities at this point. Like this is just long overdue. Had it, for those of you who don't know me on your channel, and for those of you who don't know Bueller on my channel, we've been friends for a long time, and we have more content to make together. So, like I said, this is just a formality. We're gonna be doing some more stuff, and look out, hit the subscribe button, and look out for some fun comic book content to come.
Definitely. Like I said, we've talked about this for a long time. We're finally making it happen. You know what? 2019 is around the corner, man. What do you see in the future for us in 2019?
A lot of good videos. Just growing the production, pumping out more content, documenting the hustle more. The process of doing everything. This is taking us out of state. This is taking us to conventions. This is taking us to content creators here on YouTube, to writers, artists, and these types of things are all happening now because the community is growing. We have something special happening here. And as things change for the better in those directions, it means the content's going to increasingly get better. And you're going to see stuff that maybe hasn't been done on YouTube. And for the comic book community, change and like new content and just showing the medium off in a way that hasn't been done before, that's exciting to me.
That's right.
Because, like there's been big movers in the past. I think of like when Wizard came on the play.
Mm-hmm.
I think of like what that did to the community when just bringing people together, even if it was a monthly magazine for whatever that was, it did something and it made an imprint in the community. And I feel like channels like yours, like mine, like Gem Mint, like Lords of the Long Box, like John's Comics, we're all just trying to contribute to this community. And I think the more we do it, the more it's going to grow. And if it grows, it means that more people are reading comics, more people are buying comics. Right. And that's the cool thing, because we know that this is the best hobby. It's the best, it's just the best hobby. It's the best medium, and it's the funnest thing. I'd rather watch someone talk about a comic book than anything on TV any day. And I'd rather read a comic book than watch a comic book on, play out in a movie, even though I love the movies, So it's just easy. It's fun and just a lot of exciting stuff to come.
That's right. I couldn't have said it better. Tom, I want to say thank you so much for coming on and being my first official guest on Comics with Bueller. It was my pleasure to have you on here. I was really looking forward to it, man. I was excited all day.
Oh, I love it. Hey, man, I was excited too. I'm excited we got to do it again.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're watching this, make sure you go subscribe to Tom at Tom. You'll definitely like what you see. He knows what he's talking about. He's got great content. And you know what? Can I see your catchphrase, your little thing?
Oh, since I'm cutting this, I was gonna ask you to do it here. So I'm just gonna leave it in and you can do the honors.
Okay.
Thank you so much, comic fan, for watching this video. We do appreciate you. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button. And as always,
geek responsibly.
NUFF
said. Thanks so much for watching the video. Like, subscribe, and click the link below. Go check out Bueller's content. He's a great YouTuber, a good friend of mine, and I think you'll enjoy his content as much as I do.